I'm sure all of you have felt this $150 to $200 per month goes away in Claude and you don't even know where it is going. You can use OpenRouter to actually get your bill down to $0 per month. It's just crazy. I'm going to show you how this works and actually how to set it up in less than 3 minutes. So let's get started. So you have 3 ways to run Claude Code. The first one is running it locally. Now, if you don't know how to do that, subscribe to the channel right away because I'm going to tell you that in the next video. And the second option is very simply that every one of us is using is technically to log in directly using your Claude subscription. So if you have a $20 subscription, you can just directly log in and use Claude until it runs out of credits, and which is happening a lot right now. But the craziest option that exists right now is to use OpenRouter, where you can technically link your Claude code to an OpenRouter option and automatically just pay much less cost compared to what you'll be paying to Anthropic, because you can use different models and also get a discount at it. I'm going to show you how to set this up in a second, but you might be thinking, Akshat, how does this actually work? And I'm going to tell you, like, again, very simply, this is how Claude Code works right now. So very simply, you send out a command using Claude Code. Now this could be on your VS Code or in your terminal, and this command goes through the Claude Code CLI, which technically just does an API call to Anthropic. And Anthropic charges us a decent amount of money per token call. But what happens after we change the setup? We technically allow OpenRouter to kind of route our option to any model. So you can use Gemini in Claude Code. You can use other models like Llama, which is super cheap in Claude Code, and technically use any model that exists right now on your Claude Code instance without losing any functionality. And that is just crazy. So without waiting for anything else, let's get started. And if you stay till the end, you can actually save up more than 20% extra if you learn the trick at the end of it. Okay, so let's get started. Now, the first things that we need to do is very simply come to OpenRouter. Now, if you don't know what OpenRouter is, it's a place where they host different kind of models, and you have access to more than 300 plus models from a single place. Now, what you need to do to set up is very simply log in into OpenRouter and then come to your account. In your account, technically, you want to go to credits because the first option you need to do is buy some credits. I've set up a new account where I've loaded $5 of credits. You can go ahead and load that again right now. The second option that you need to do is come here and click on API keys and generate one API keys automatically. So very simply click on create and you will be able to generate a new API key. I'm just going to do that right away. So Claude, YouTube, and very simply click on create. And it will give you this API key that you can copy this. Make sure to copy this and keep it in a safe place. Now, once this is done, this is honestly the core part of the setup. The next part is pretty simple. You just need to edit your Claude settings file. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. So first, open up your file explorer. If you're on Mac, you will probably be opening the directory. And very simply, you come to Devel. The only place you need to end up is go to your C drive, and in users, you will find your Claude installation. So I have .claude here, and I need to find the settings.json file. And we have this here, and I'm going to open this with VS Code. Okay, now you have this file which is open with all the settings that are available specifically to your Claude instance, right? Now, come here and simply, I want you to paste these three things, right? Which is very simply, I want you to come to the env option. If you don't have this, simply just copy and paste what I have in the description there and just paste this here as it is. Now, you see here we have the base URL which we are setting up to be OpenRouter's API, and here we need to input our OpenRouter key. So very simply, come here and remove this, and I'm going to use the key that we just created and paste it right here. This key is not going to work after the video, so don't even try about it. Now, you have the token here available, and then you have the Anthropic API key to be blank. This is super important, and your setup needs to look exactly like this. I'm going to put this exactly in the description so you can go ahead and set it up right away. Now, once this is done, you're pretty much more or less towards the end of it. So I'm going to save this, a command prompt, and we have this setup here already available. Now, this will be terminal in Mac or something else, but honestly, if you've done all the steps before, the only thing you need to do is search for Claude, and you will technically see that we already have Claude set up. In case you have already logged in or something like that, go ahead and search for logout option so you can log out from your Anthropic account in case you were already using Claude before. So just make sure that you are logged out and start Claude again so that it gives you this option, dark mode, and then we just press enter, and because it has now access to new settings, you can see the Claude shows up API usage billing instead of the subscription. And to verify this, just press and write search for status, and you can see we have the new URL as OpenRouter AI API. And now after this, anything that you do, let's say, hi, how is it going, Claude? And I ask this will all hit our OpenRouter automatically. So every time I ask this question, it is going to go ahead and trigger my OpenRouter. Now to just check that, I'm going to go ahead to my logs and refresh this here, and you would see right away that it did trigger it in OpenRouter, and automatically everything we wanted came back here. And you can see it did trigger a Claude model and a Claude Opus model in OpenRouter. Now that is great, right? Again, but it still spent a decent amount of money, and that's what we exactly want to say. If you look at this one single query right now just costed me 18 cents, and that's not what we want. We want to reduce the cost out there. So now you're going to add one more step and see how this magic actually works. Now, and follow me along on this, right? We want to again open our settings file, the same file that we just opened. Open that back from Claude, click on Open With, go to Visual Studio Code, and you should have the file open here. In this, I'm going to add one single line. Again, inside the environment option, we're going to add one single file, which is going to be about this, where we're going to say Anthropic default Opus model, right, auto. What we are doing here is that we are going to tell you that now if I'm using the Opus model in Claude, instead of using the Claude officials model, send this query to an OpenRouter automatic routing setup. Now what does that mean? Very simply, if I bring you back to OpenRouter here and go to routing, technically here I have set up a couple of models that I want it to use. These two models are the only ones which will always get triggered whenever I'm trying to use Claude. If I've changed the setting to Opus, it will choose one of these models and send the query here. Let me show you this with an example. So now I'm going to again open Claude, and we will be switching the model. So I'm going to select model and select Opus here as the option. Now as you can see, it has set the model to OpenRouter auto. Even with the 1 million context window, it has set the model. Now if I say hi again here, you will see that the difference is going to be a lot. Hello, how can I help you with the project? And that's great. The response is exactly what I wanted, but the cost itself is going to be massively different. You can see once I said hi around 2 minutes back and the cost was 18 cents, and now it is 1/10 of that in the total, and that is just crazy. We got the same kind of response, same everything. Now again, you might want to select higher quality models here, but that is completely fine. You can look at different routing options and select, like, again, maybe you add 2 high quality models and 2 simple models like Flash and Haiku, so that you can switch between them, because this still gives you the power to kind of save money overall on the tokens and actually let an automatic routing mechanism decide what to use when. So, and if you get a better model, let's say Gemini is running a discount, you can run Gemini here and save money at that time. So again, the idea is that you can use Claude Code, but with different models as you want. And you can do a lot more with these settings. I'll drop a link to all these things that you can configure in the description below, so that you guys can go ahead and configure it however you want. But this will technically save you easily $100 a month. Now, just to recap, you just need to do 3 steps. First, get the API key, set the 3 variables that I showed you in Claude.json file, and finally, just verify it once you're done. And ensure to not skip this step. People kind of remove the Anthropic API key, and you don't want to do that. Then finally, this is how the smart router works. You can select different models. You can even select Claude Opus, Llama 4, or other models in the routing option. So here you can select different models, and I can just go ahead and, like, again, put Google Gemini 3 Pro, right? And we will be able to see something similar to that. And you can see the models that are getting matched. Or let's say you want to use the whole Google family. You see, we got all the models that we can use, and it will automatically route the features that we need. And that is the power of it. If let's say you want to use something from Llama, you can search that and put this here and add different options. If you want to select any other model here, you can just go ahead and choose different models and paste them there. And that is how it will work. And just click on save, and now it can access a Gemini 3 model from your Claude Code using the OpenRouter configuration. So that means you can use different models for different options and actually just have a lot of fun, because you will save a massive amount of money, and also just be able to use Claude Code more to actually get the job done. And if you enjoyed this video and are actually going to save a lot of money, please hit the subscribe button. That is free completely, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I would love to see you in the next one. And if you want to check out how to handle Claude code memory, go ahead and check out this video right away.